Saturday night, Austin FC played Club Football Montreal for the second time in club history, and after a crazy 90-minute match, you guys, Austin FC came out victorious as they beat Club Football Montreal on a 1-0 score. The game-winning goal came from our Shuli, Max Cerruti, who once again scored a game winner against Montreal, and he did the same thing against Montreal last year when they played at Canada. But this game itself, you guys, it wasn't really pretty, it was really sloppy, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. But before I get to that, let's look at the lineup. This was a really interesting lineup. We started with the same 6 players on our midfield and our offense side, but the thing that was really interesting was our back 4. Kep Keller was left out this game against Montreal, and Amro Tarek started on the bench, but seeing our 5th option as a center back was Alex Ring pairing up with Leo Weissen. Center back is going to be a difficult spot for us this entire season because due to Cascante's injury for 2 months. But seeing Alex Ring pairing up with his Finland brother Leo Weissen, it did the job done. It was I would say, a kind of a revolutionary move from being a center midfield player to a center back. But Alex Ring in this game against Montreal, it was perfectly fine. It was perfectly well. And seeing how Gallagher was from a right back instead of being a left back, as we saw Coleman starting, it was a really interesting move again from Josh Wolf, how he likes to put Gallagher in different spots from a left winger to the midfield to a left back and now to a right back player. But this game, it was full of chemistry to see how we're going to be building up in the next few months for our, MLS season and the 3 competitions. But overall, this is a really interesting lineup. Because in this game against Club Football Montreal, Austin FC looked dominant the entire first half. Every time they would take the ball away from Montreal, any Verding Blank player will make a creative chance, but that chance that would be creative would have been finished properly whoever gets the ball afterwards. For example, Rigoni had 2 shots on goal, 2 clear shots to open your account in the MLS and start your career right. But every time Rigoni took the shot, it would always be blocked by a defender or saved by the goalie of Montreal. So far, Rigoni's had a decent run in his first 2 games with Austin FC. His finishing touch is the one thing that needs to be worked on more. I would say his dribbling, crossing, and well-timed spots whenever somebody crosses the ball to him, it's efficient and it's working right. But what needs to be done more, it's his finishing touch. Because he almost scored 2 goals, but once again, you gotta time it right. You gotta shoot your shot. Don't just wait the last second, just go for it. Zardes looked really decent against Montreal, but way better than he was against St. Louis. In this game, Zardes had so many chances, only 2 chances creative, but the one thing that I was really impressed by him is how accurate he was with his passing. 13 out of 18 accurate passes shows you how he's good with that as well. The one thing too is I could say is he needs to stay on the line the entire time because his goal wasn't counted because he was offside. As you can look back the highlights, he was ahead of it, so way ahead of the line. But just next time, Zardes, stay in the line next game. One thing too is I want to address is that I prefer Urruti over Zardes. I know Zardes is still developing with Austin FC, getting to the system, but he doesn't show the same damage Urruti does with the whole how he links up with Driussi, because Driussi stays in the back the entire time when Zardes on the field, and Zardes doesn't create too much, link up with the defense and offense. And the last thing to say, he doesn't put too much pressure on any opponent from the other team. So I would say advice from me is just learn how to be like Urruti, link up with Driussi easily, help out the defense and just put too much pressure on the other team. Now, seeing Alex Ring pairing up with Leo Weissen in the center back role was really shocking to know. I thought to myself, it should be Kep Keller, so that way he can regain his confidence and redeem himself after his mistake against St. Louis. And also, another thing I could address, Amro Tarek was another option in the center back, a really aggressive defender who's really tactical minded. But seeing Ring with Weissen in that center back, Josh Wolf thought to himself, I want to try him out and see what the 5th center back option would be, and it worked out great. A really revolutionary move, I could say, from being a player in D8 and moving back with your Finnish brother of Finland of Leo Weissen. And those two, their chemistry was amazing, because in this game against Montreal, both Leo Weissen and Alex Ring, if they saw Montreal attacker go up to the box, both of them will go up, close that gap, and put a lot of pressure on that player. That way he can miss that opportunity, and that worked out great. It sucks to know that Alex Ring's captaincy role was taken away, but he put up a statement on the field against Montreal, and also probably put a statement towards Josh Wolf, knowing not to put me in the bench next time and either saying give me the captain's role for the next game or in future games. But yeah, Alex Treen, I give you my praise. I give you the flowers. You put up a great game against Montreal. Brad Stuver's first half was really great. 2 clear saves. One of them was almost a goal for Montreal, but he was there. Reaction time was on point for Stu, the man with the pink kit. I still want that. But overall, the first half was obviously Austin FC dominance. So many chances created, but we didn't finish it properly. We still relied, or it was mostly the defensive side. You know, they did the entire job. And so the second half starts and nothing really much happened. It was mostly back and forth for Austin FC and Club Football Montreal. Both defense did their job. It was mostly Austin FC who did the entire work in the defense for the second half. If any Montreal player did their high tempo of attacking, both Bison and Alex Treen locked up the defense, and they did a really good job defending in the second half. But if somebody took the opportunity to go up, go past both of them, Stu will be there to save the day. But so far in this game, second half, first 25 minutes, our defense did the entire work because nothing much happened on our attacking side. I would say Danny Pereira put up a great show against Montreal. I was really amazed by his passing and his defending, and this guy doesn't know when to stop. I hope he gets his dream move to go to Europe, but it would suck that he will leave us. But he'll be leaving us in a good way, knowing that Austin FC was the first team to be playing for, and you got something out of it. Comes in our substitutions. First one, finally we got to see Urruti coming in and Zardes coming out. Urruti was someone I wanted to want him to play and get a start against Montreal, but him linking up with Driussi would always be the perfect combination for attack. When Urruti's on the field, Driussi likes to go up, move forward. Urruti likes to link up with the offense and defense the entire time. And one thing about Urruti, he likes to put a lot of pressure of any opponent of any other team. So in this game, he did do a lot of damage that needed to be done. It sucks that Fagundes came out because we needed him, but it's reasonable because we could use Fagundes in the game in the Conca Champions against AC Violet. But putting John Gallagher back to his old spot that he hasn't seen since 2021 as a left winger and putting Nick Lima as a right back, it was a lot of damage to be done here because in the last 5 minutes, Austin FC was cooking up something. Driussi had the ball, he was in the midfield, ran up 15 yards of the field. On his left, he has Gallagher, and on his right, he has Nick Lima. Gallagher, who could have gotten the ball, the area of his side of the area was exposed because they were mostly focused on either Driussi or Urruti. So Urruti instead goes up, pressures. Driussi gives the ball to Nick Lima. Nick Lima, who's a really underrated player when it comes to crossing, crosses the ball up in the air to Gallagher, who's again exposed and left open in that side. Instead of hesitation, he doesn't pass. He gives a heading pass to Urruti. Urruti's onside, scores the goal. Austin FC game-winning goal right there, 1-0. Again, Urruti comes in clutch. He did the same thing against Montreal last year when they won 1-0 in Canada, and now he did the same thing against them here at Q2. But at the end of the day, ref blows the whistle. Austin FC wins their first game of the 2023 season, and this game was a really roller coaster of the match, really sloppy, really dirty, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, you guys. I'm glad the Verde and Black got back to the winning ways in a good start. That way they can go up to the first game of their Conca Champions against AC Violet, the Haitian team, on Tuesday at the DR, Dominican Republic. Like I said, my name is Vanilla Mexican 17, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.